Hey, what's up guys, it's Spectrum, back here with a brand new video review. This time we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Avengers Infinity War Cull Obsidian Build-A-Figure, Cull Obsidian. So, let's get right into it. Quick little thing, my allergies are a little worse than they normally are, so if my voice changes all throughout this review at all, I'm sorry for that. And there's nothing that I can do about that. But, let's get right into it. Let's get a closer look at Cully here. Cully boy, Cully Sully. Got that nice ogre-esque face right there. Sorry, the light got into frame. Looking very cool. I like the wash all over the figure. Very nice indeed. Yeah, man, this thing is looking pretty cool and probably pretty movie accurate. But I'm not. No, actually, I'm pretty sure he was wearing like a shirt or a tunic or something in the movie. I'll try to find an image and post it up right here for you, you know, comparing the two. But yeah, either way, this thing looks really cool, movie accurate or not. You know, I know that they use concept art, and I'm pretty sure that I know which concept art they used for this figure. Obviously it's the one with this hammer and the one where he's wearing little to no armor except for the shoulder and his crotch guard. But yeah, man, the wash all over the figure is pretty cool. You can take this off too if you want. You know, you can have them going a little bit more nude if you like that. But I personally like to keep everything on my figures as much as possible, so that way I don't lose the pieces. But yeah, dude, there's wash. Actually, there is no wash on the back. Wow, that's a little disappointing, aka disappointing. I like to say words strangely sometimes. But I mean, at least there's black wash, you know, like the yellow wash isn't there, but at least, you know, at least you get some detailing on the back. And then the legs are kind of plain too, except for some silver paint, which is, I guess that's okay. You know, if I really wanted to, I could just take some black paint to that and then make it, you know, a little bit more washy-washy. There's this crotch, which is kind of weird that you can see that under there. That's just not really molded plastic or anything, but whatever. Taking a look at his tunic guard here. This is looking pretty okay too. You know, you got it's at least two different colors. It's two different colors, which is not awful, you know. But his chest and his face are where the figure really shines. I mean, obviously those are probably the sections that you want for photos. So like you would take photos of him probably something like this, you know, something like that. But yeah. I would get into his accessories, but all he comes with is a shoulder pad and his hammer. So, yeah, there's not really much to get into here. Let me just peg that back in. Taking this out of his hand. This does look pretty okay. Let me just lay him down so he doesn't fall over. I mean, you know, it has nice molded detail and stuff. It's not really anything special. Probably something like a weapon you would see with the Transformers figure, which isn't really saying much, to be honest. I mean, from Hasbro, not from third-party companies or Takara Tomy. But yeah, I mean, this is okay. It does its purpose. It's a weapon. You know, he holds it. Nothing too special going on there. Now, one of my gripes is getting this into his hand. It wasn't that bad that time, but sometimes, I mean, you can see right there his fingernails are kind of, you know, being grinded apart or torn up because of the hammer and how the molded plastic works and stuff like that. But yeah, alright, I guess we're already ready for size comparisons. Let's get into it. Size comparison times comments. Here we have them next to the Marvel Legends Ebony Moth from the same film. I think these two are in perfect scale together because most of the time you would have Maul levitating anyway, right? Like, that's what he does. It's his gimmick. You're gonna have the dude levitating. Here we have him next to Infinity War Iron Man from SH Figure Arts, aka the Mark 50. And these are pretty decent scale as well. You know, I know the SHF is a little bit smaller than these guys in terms of scale, but I think this works out perfectly. I don't really mind the scale that much. Here we have him next to the Mafex Homecoming Spider-Man, and he is really small compared to him. But, I mean, like I said, you know, it mostly works, so Here we have him next to the Hulk, and since we never got to see these two in action together in the movie, we don't know exactly how this scaling works, but I'm saying that's a pretty good size because Hulk is just a little bit shorter, which is how he usually is against his bigger enemies, I would say. And last, but certainly not least, here he is against his master Thanos, aka Thanos, which is one of my all-time favorite figures in Marvel Legends, by the way. Articulation times, head to toe, here we go. He can look up that far, which is actually pretty nice. He can look down that far, which is actually pretty okay too. He can rotate his head on a slightly angular swivel, and he can get a little bit of head wobblage in there. Shoulders can do a full 360 rotation wise. Shoulders can go out about that far, they can go in that far. You have a bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, which only bends in that far, sadly. You have a swivel and hinge on the wrist, but this one's more like a, I think it's a dice rolling motion. Yeah, I just don't want to break the peg because it's really tight on there. Let's see here, get that focused. Diaphragm, a lot of range of movement in there, and you, oh, his leg popped off. And you even have a lot of waist swivel too. He can kick forward about that far with his tunic. Or not his tunic, his skirt guard. He can't kick back at all, which is a damn shame, and his leg keeps freaking falling off. He has thigh rotation. He has double jointed knees, which bend in that far. Feet move down, up, and they have ankle pivot as well. Final thoughts, comments, and concerns about this figure. Final thoughts, he's not movie accurate, so I don't really like that, but I do like the way that he looks. You know, I'm not going to take anything away from the design of the figure in terms of, like, just because he's not movie accurate. You know, his face looks really good. He looks pretty good overall, but I would have wished for more, you know, paint wash and stuff like that on the figure. That would have been really freaking nice to have. I just feel like Hasbro's skimping on their damn figures lately. Like, I know this one's from 2018 and he has nice wash in his chest and face area, but that's it. Like, that's all he really has aside from some black wash and some gray wash here and there, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but then you also have the fact that he's not a movie accurate figure on top of that, which is also frustrating. You know, so it's like, what are you doing, Hasbro? Like, I get that you get concept art and stuff sent to you, and then you base figures designs off of that. But still, like, take your time and make a good figure, you know? Like, it's not that hard. I'm disappointed with the elbow articulation as well. I don't really like that all that much. Like, it works, but this is as far as you're going to get them bent. Like, I feel like that's really bad to me. That really just sucks. Otherwise, he's a pretty good figure overall. I do like him, but I'm going to have to detract some points for the lack of movie accuracy and the laziness on the figure overall. So I'm going to give this guy a 7 out of 10 in terms of rating and stuff like that. Also, his toes aren't painted. I didn't mention that. Like, they're just plain brown plastic, which is kind of lame too, because I'm pretty sure that he has black nails in the movie. I could be wrong, but hey, like, why wouldn't he have black nails in the movie? Also, his hammer grinding against his nails, I don't really like that at all. I don't want my figure to be damaging itself with its own accessories, like, and I had to pry the hand apart just to get the damn thing in the hand, you know, which is also another thing. Yeah, that's about it for this rating, or, well, I guess a review is a rating, isn't it? This review. Follow me on Instagram at spectrum.reviews. My Facebook link will be in the description below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Peace!